my teeth. I just ate an Italian meat sandwich. It has a funny name, but I don't know what the pronunciation of the name is, and I'm hooked on phonics. It was a good ass sandwich. That was the second half. It was cut little square, like artisan bread. Their food is so good. I'm getting fat because their food's good. I got another second backup piece of terrible Sue in there because they're closed on Sundays. Me and Mom like to split a piece of terrible Sue. Tiramisu. Food is good. I'm just so grateful that I live in a place that there's people that make good food so that I don't have to. You pay through the ass, but it's worth it. You pay so like triple, but it doesn't matter because quality is quality, and that is more significant to me in 2026 because things are getting scarce, man. Scarcity. More people are gonna have to learn and live in scarcity. I've been practicing my whole life to go without, so I never felt the need to participate in their reindeer games like holidays. Like there's that stuff is when people gather to do silly, unuseful things. I don't gather with them. I do for a while. I'll participate in what anybody wants to do within reason for a little while just to see what they're about, and then I'm like, okay, that's cool. We did your thing. Now let's. I got ideas and I need help, so let's go do my thing. And they're like, no, I just want to perpetually keep doing my thing here forever and all time. And when people just do what they want all the time, it does something to their psyche. It breaks people's mentality. It don't keep them humble. They lose the humility. They lose all the things that made them the people to get to where they got, and they lose them. They become puppets to other people. The dude that's the president of the United States is what they call him. I call him Biff. Dude is like creating damage that like his bloodlines are gonna be talking about this full. Like his mom was talking about him. What's up? You know? A lot of people are gathering today because they have a lot of potential in them, a lot of spring energy. That's what spring is new beginnings. And gather, if you're going to gather in large groups, do something to do something useful. Go gather to do something useful. There's a lot of dilapidated properties. A lot of people. There's this chick, Kate on TikTok, Katie's cat rescue or something like that. That girl, I don't know, Katie. She's hey Tanya, what's up? She's out there freaking feeding like 125 cats in an old school, and the whole roof in like the part that's I believe it's her apartment. Like it's she's drowning. I'm good. I hate running. Running is what cowards do. They're always chasing some sensation. I don't run. I'm standing turtles. Standing turtles don't run. That's funny. That's funny. I look 88. I don't mind when people insult me. I just get distracted, so I don't want to see it. So that's why they get muted. Because I go on a rant. I go on and they're insignificant. They're just like, you know what? This lady, Tanya, you're gonna love this. This lady did a TikTok this morning, and or they them. I'm trying to respect people's pronouns. It's just hard to keep track of who wants what when they them. So look, it's Ear the horse. A lot of jackasses are gonna come falling down off their high horse. And this girl, this they them was talking about how men, when you take their semen and look at it under a microphone, they're worms, they're parasites. Like when they talk about like detoxing and like I do my feet soaks and stuff because it has all these little wormy things in it. That's what semen, and then they try to put their worms. They're parasites, and I think about that every time I see like old boy sitting in the passenger of his girlfriend's nice car that he gets to drive when she goes to work. Like that's what America evolved into, because parasites have taken over, and then like they attach to these women, and then the women want to serve the host, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad I don't do the dudes. And there are women that they're like, oh, I gotta have him. I gotta have him. I'm gonna get his big old wiener tonight and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's obsessive. That's like borderline. Like to be that, like, oh, it's been 10 minutes. I gotta go get, like, there's something wrong with that ideology. And as soon as this chick said this, I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Bleh, bleh, bleh. So like dudes are dirty, like, and I always wondered, like, why do girls always have bladder infections? Why is that a thing? And it's because dudes are dirty. I know they're dirty. When I was in IT, I worked with them. I've always worked in male dominated career fields, and you always hear the toilet and you never hear the sink. So these guys are going in there, they're taking dumps, they're freaking touching themselves, pulling it out, and then they don't wash their hands. So they're spreading their nastiness everywhere. It's yeah. Ugh. But see, when I was in maintenance, I always had rubber gloves on because I was like packing. I was dealing with toxicants. 9 years. I'm going on my decade. Do I get a trophy for a decade? I'm trying abstinence because I'm trying to get rid of my belly weight. So when ever I get urges, I'm doing an extra set of 111. That's my number. I do sets of 111 because I was born at 11:01 a.m. So that's a little cheeky little Mickey. Anybody else hanging out with Punch on the internet? I fucking love that monkey. I don't need people because there's animals on the internet. Then I go out in town, and then there's just it's Thursday, the 99th day of the year. I was, yeah, the 99th day of the year. I just get so excited. And then I start thinking about, well, if my life was different, and then I get sad, and then I gotta pull myself back. Reel it in, Marge. We're living in, dude, I live in a Faraday cage. I like, got some money in the bank, you know? Look at these shorts I ordered. I need to up, I wonder if there's a way I could daisy loop chain. Thanks. My birthday. It's the only day I recognize because it's the only day I know that when I transition from being a water breather to an air breather with less water. All air has water in it. It's called humidity. But I just got these shorts from Amazon that I'm stoked about. They should be here tomorrow. Because only weird people recognize. Most of the world is just going on. You business as usual, just trying to survive, and people are like, let's hide eggs and dress up as white rabbits and go look for them in the woods. I'm like, nah, pass. Okay, that shit's weird. I learned a long time ago weird shit happens in the woods. You don't go in the woods unless you want to see weird shit, do weird shit, or have weird shit done to you. That's what I learned, and I'm sticking to it. Don't matter if it's in the Appalachians, it don't matter if it's the Pacific Northwest, don't matter. Ooh, I got a new camera holder, too. Here's my. I'm so excited. I'm gonna wear these. These are my birthday shorts. Can you see them? Oh no, the camera. I gotta turn off the background. Time out. Boop. Bye. Whoops. Check. At first, I thought I didn't know what it was. I was like, "Is that a cactus?" And then I was like, "Those are bird britches." I must have these because if anybody has ever heard my been around and for any okay, I flipped George Bush off on 9/11. When people say thank you for your service, I'm like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Thank me for flipping off George Bush on 9/11 because when I was on Crete, this is what war was in 2003. This is where I stayed. That's where I got to stay. I got to swim in that swimming pool, but we were bombing Iraq. How does me getting paid extra pay per diem to be here? I wasn't in the cool enough tier though, so I didn't get to. That's where I was 22 years ago, as a matter of fact, because they do this shit on holidays because they let you. They let while you're off chasing little bunny rabbits, they're off dropping bombs, paying homage to their fraternal gods of blah blah infant erectile dysfunction that your family lines are gonna have because they do this shit. So this is where I was when we bombed back in 03. That was what 23 years ago right now. Right now we were bombing them just like what are we doing? What are we doing? We're bombing Iran now. Why? So they can build more hotels. So soldiers can stay in them to protect us from the rapists and the pillagers when it's the soldiers and the police that are doing all of those things. See, backwards world? See how it is? Talk about survivor's guilt. That's why I was stationed at Club Med for soldiers. That's exactly that's what I have is survivor's guilt. Thank you, Tanya. That explains the course of my remorse. I thank you for that. Is I have survivor's remorse because and it was for no reason. But the thing of it is I'm a pretty good judge of character. If I let people dupe me, it's because for some reason, I'm gonna let them dupe me. And so, pretty girls, I've gotten taken by a lot of pretty girls. Just like advantage of, not taken, but just like diverted my attention from my primary purpose so I could serve somebody else's. And they didn't even like me to begin with. Like, like all you gotta do is there's this chick recently I tried to make an amends to. I dated her when we were 18. I'm not 18-year-old Marge. Evident she's still 18 or 20 24-year-old. Wow, I haven't seen her in years, but I wrecked her car and I wanted to make financial restitution for wrecking her car. So I wanted to ask her and I just said I just wanted a number. I just said, I just want to write a check, cash the check, and you're done with me forever. Because I want to cut myself off from being that person who did that. So I want to make right for the person I was when I was a dumb, stupid kid, that's all. And I got blocked. She lost a fish. And when I knew the girl, we were like, I was her experimental. I was how she figured out she wasn't into chicks. That's all that I was. I was no more. I was no less. And she was my first love. So we had a completely different interpretation of this. Plus, her dad helped keep me off from being homeless on the street. If it weren't for them, I would have. I don't know where I would have ended up. So I have held gratitude for that for some time. So plus he's the one that taught me about you just go into the military, do 4 years, learn a trade, and then come back and go work that trade. But don't do 20 years. It was his. He's the one that helped me change the engine, the change the head out of the Subaru. My brother gave me a car, but it was a car that was on its way. It was breaking. It was on its last leg. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting a new car because this one's. So I'll give you." He gave me his car to clean up his mess, so he didn't have to get rid of his car. He didn't have to deal with all that stuff. Like, you know, people are nice to me for reasons. Anyway, get rid of that picture thing again. I used to, it's my old life when I lived in Omaha. That's 2331. I lost access to that account. It's still out there, but I don't have access to it because I don't have access to my Hotmail account. But that's how I used to dress up. Yeah, it still is nice. I bet they're probably hosting service members, and I don't know what Suda Crete is up to, but you know, it's known for the island of the gods, and gods are known for to being double crossers and doing weird shit to their kids and stuff. So you never can trust those weird gods. Here, we could put the space. I took that picture of outer space. Well, it'll be Marge in space for a few. I like that better. I love this guy. I love the place I live. Taos is such a freaking cool place, man. I'm really falling for this place. The weather is consecutive perfect days. Rain, maybe, yeah, they spray, whatever reality I live in. Whenever I go out in the world, it's peaceful because I'm keeping peace in me. That's why I'm not gonna go to war. That's why all these people, like, they can't keep these war paradigm things going because people like peace too much. Uh-oh, I lost my screen. They like peace too much. So here's, you see, like, this is the fraternal order of butt stuff. It's all this stuff. That's my brother. I wish I never would have got this tattoo. Well, you did, sucker. That's why he threw away his mom and his sister, because he did all this weird shit. And see, I'm his little sister. My whole life I've been like, why are you doing that? That's weird. And so he had to cut me off so he and his brothers could be protected from all their weird shit. Because they just do weird shit. They gather in basements, drink too much, and do weird shit. I was 16, he took me to a party. And I was like, I don't like parties like this. I like sitting around a campfire telling stories, and then later I get drank too much and I start jumping through the fire. Because I'm an Aries. That's what we do. Oh, let me try this. Okay, but am I wearing anything? No, I'm safe. I'm gonna do stupid stuff safe. I'm gonna do stupid shit, but I'm gonna do it the right way. The military's full of that shit, dude. Like, people don't understand. I watched a dude that was a staff sergeant for 10 years. I think he actually got kicked out and had to go back to Arkansas. He was from and his name was Tommy. Nice guy. Not bright. You have to be bright to do maintenance and troubleshoot and figure things out. You have to be bright. There's jobs in this life. You have to be bright to be an air captain. You have to be bright. You can't fake. You can't feign. You can get through the interview process because your uncle knows somebody. But once you get down to the job, if you aren't bright and do not know what you are doing, consequences will be had and lessons will be learned. This is what someone looks like that acts like they know what they're doing, but they really don't. And he wasn't bright. And I had weekend duty because I was dumb and drunk and dumb. I'll do what I want. I'm in the Air Force. I had such a big ego. Oh my gosh. The ego deflation that I went through, because my ego, I was driven by, because I was away from my dog. Mom had him. So I was like away from my kid, and I was like, all I had to do was to do what the reason why I was doing there, and focus on my military so I could go to college, so I get a college degree, get a good job, take care of mom. And I almost fucked it up by getting a DUI in a convenience store on base. I don't like SPs. SPs don't like me. Me and cops have a history because they're little bitches and they hide behind a badge. They do. They fucking hurt people. The excessive force, abuse of power, all that stuff. Like, look at all the sheriffs in the news right now. There's one dude was doing some chick that he arrested for 2 hours in his car right out front of the police department. That's beyond morbid. Yeah, I know. Somebody said, why didn't you just go walk to the dorm that you just came from? I made it all the way across the base to the age dorm, came back because I had the drunken hungries. I wanted some fried rice and mac and cheese, evidently, and I dropped it, and that's what. And I talked to myself. I've talked to myself my whole life, so I'm this, la 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 la. Oh, what's this fool doing? Smell alcohol? Did you drive here? Where's your car? Right outside. Dummy! I'm too honest. No, that's why I got a DUI, because I was too honest. Yep, I'm a fool. My integrity's intact. And you know what I did? Then I took it to the extreme. They said, breathalyzer or blood exam? I said, which is the most accurate? They said blood draw. I said, let's go to the ER. I said, I'm gonna. If I did it and now I got caught, now I'm gonna get all that I deserve and all that I got. And then I still ended up winning awards. I didn't get sober until I went to it.Artists, which is like Air Force treatment. I still drank during that. They say we recommend. I'm the most integral. That's why I've been building my case about like what scumbag the military is, because it is. I haven't had an Article 15 for having integrity. And then, you know, at the end of my career, when I was doing my last whatever they call it, like out processing and shit, bullshit, which is just more coverage for people going at home and sitting on their couch and doing nothing. They're saying we have an appointment, and then they're gone. It's just like time away from time that they signed up to give to do something else. It's just a bunch of frauds. Bullshit. Bullshit. Survivor's remorse. What was I saying? So, I got to actually take the article, take out my permanent file. You know how you say, don't do this ever since you're a kid. Don't do this. It's going to end up in your permanent file. I got to wash my hair today. He's got to take it out, or you know, it's gonna forever. And then I worked in the high school and saw where like the files went, and then they go in a wall that nobody ever looks at ever again, and then they hold on to them, and then they digitize them, and then those go in and it's just it's a whole bunch. It's data collection they've been comprising for so long, and I actually got to take all this I stood in front of a lieutenant colonel, and this dude was spitting in my face. Big old fat dude. Smelled like liquor himself. Had a bottle in his desk, I'm sure. Homeboy freaking telling me about it, you know, making the Air Force look bad, blah, 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 blah. All this nonsense. And then, I actually got to take the Article 15 out and then like, okay, just throw it away. I said, what? They said, just throw it away. It don't mean nothing no more. It don't go with you. Like, you got in trouble here. You did. I mean, the thing that was the most humbling about it is I couldn't drive on base for a year. But it was supposed to be 3 years, and then we got a new base commander, and that base commander said, nah, that's too much. Because I had to, I walked across the golf course. Because that's what the military largely does, is it uses fucking funds so that these guys with like a bunch of Trumps, just Trumps everywhere, Trumps. I just see the same, and they fly around and then they like, you know, get they get like, you know, sometimes if they're feeling really important, they'll get jet escorts, and you know, because it's all flex of power and like abuse of power and stuff like that. Money should go to every single mom in America. You know, every single person in America, every person that don't got no support system should be living in a freaking lap of luxury instead of these freaking, you know, instead of America spending last year $4 billion on male enhancement drugs, on erectile dysfunction drugs. Look it up yourself. How much did the United States, the government spend? You know, it's just terrible. It's stuff that they do it because they can, because nobody stops them. Because nobody stands up and says, "Hey, you can't do that. That's terrible." My hair is so dope. Oh my god. I started these videos with my head shaved. I still do the sides and back. I'm getting kind of good, actually, at like... It's hard that I can't see back there. You waking up, Mom? It's Mom stirring. This, I'm trying to grow out. Is that my DOG? So, it's funny. It's all this shit's white when I cut it. But this I'm trying to grow out. One day it'll go up in the ponytail. I'm trying to do barrettes and shit like that. I ain't never been good at that stuff. It's like I feel like I'm dressed like... I feel like a man dressing in... I look like a man dressing in drag when I dress femininely. You just paid for a haircut? I haven't given my haircut since Parker Briscoe moved to Texas. She did like cool braids and stuff like that. But they move on, and then I'm so... The whole haircut thing in my life. Like, the best chick that gave me the best haircuts, I had to quit. Like, I was more sad about quitting her as a hairstylist than her as a lover. I don't know, what are those terms mean? Let me see if I can determine based on because when I've been all over, so I just like, I would say like, I like a fade tapered up. You know, when I was I don't know, I guess, but in different places that means, barbers are assholes, you get what you get. What happened to the live chat? Where's the live chat? Live chat. No chat? Go chat. Go chat, go. I don't know where the chat went. I never get to see nothing. Oh, I could look on my phone because now I'm not on my phone. Is Luna one out? She likes to go out and walk around. She's feeling frisky in her bits. She's a fancy girl. Let's see if I can see my chat. What am I doing? Where am I? Planet Earth? What am I doing? A live video on YouTube? What's going on? Okay. Man. What we're seeing on the main stage is a man that has a life full of regrets. He's got a whole life full of regrets, and he's acting out like a child, like he should have resolved. That's why psychology and letting people act out, like kids that are prone to throw fits, like I was. They should have had rage rooms for kids like me when I was a kid. That's what I was doing. I had all this emotion bottled up. I didn't have the vocabulary to put on what I was feeling. I didn't know what I was feeling. I still process what I feel as an adult. Things that I felt as a kid, and I grew up too fast. I was one of those people that grew up too fast. Okay, so I have a YouTube video, a YouTube talk, a YouTube channel that has a live where I can see the chat there. Okay, so this is basically the back. Basically, the backdrop's down instead of being high. And tight fade. First time in a long time I got a skin drop. See, and I like to, I love hair. I love like how it helps people express it. I like, I like how um, Lib does that Jason Kelce's hair. So every time I see that football guy, that Jason Kelce do that, I see her work, and I'm like, God damn, I miss her haircuts. But I just cut my own hair. I'm like Edward Scissorhands. I even got like really nice scissors. I cut myself. I learned the lessons. She used to come. She used to go get home or go. I'd meet her and she'd just have band-aids with these because just they're chew, you know. And I have left and right scissors because I cut mom's hair, and so I got a good pair of right-handed scissors. I always had to learn how to adapt, and then so I got mom's, and then I got like I said I could get myself left, and so now I was playing with them one day, and I'm like, dude, I'm like Marge Scissorhands for serious. I just trimmed like 4 inches off it. Like, took like recently. This thing I wear it down because I always have it always because it drives me crazy. This in the world makes me nuts because there's so much of it. That's why I don't have it anywhere else. Because I'm a hothead. Oh, look, I still have the barrette in here. See, that's why I don't do this stuff, because I lose track of shit and then it gets all tangled up and stuff. I'm just not, I need an assistant to help me navigate through life. If I could find a wife, to me a wife is something different. It's not like it, to me a wife is like a best friend. It's like a non-sexual life partner, cuz I'm a prude. I'm pretty much done in the world of chasing sensations and I'm done with all. Had enough freaking sex in my life. I don't need to do that no more. That's weird that people, that is what like they strive to do. Like their whole lives revolved around. I used to know people like that I don't know no more because it's just like, God, why? It's another Friday night trying to get laid. And you just not. It's a joke. It's weird that people put that much in. Like, look at the president. He still has young girls that he parades around and calls them beauty pageants. And that's the stuff that he said, no, man, I wasn't doing that. I mean, give me a break. I'm not that stupid to live on planet Earth, so I'm going to create my own realm someplace else. In Taos, New Mexico. If you want to come hang out, it's going to be dope. I want to have like a little beach here where I can close my eyes and it smells like, the beach, because I ain't going to the beach no time soon. Unless the poles flip and, we get beachfront property out on the mesa. That'd be kind of cool. That would be traumatic. I mean, like, think of what the fuck just happened? We are knocked back into the Stone Ages. But hey, me and Mom are ready. We've lived in the Stone Ages. We've gone years, and, while everybody's living a modern life, we didn't have any running water, any electricity, It kind of humbles you. It does. Like, anything else is just icing on the cake. If you have to poop in a bucket, or use an outhouse, or pump your own water. I'm glad I look 88. That's cool because you know what? I'm probably not going to live to be 88. And I asked my massage lady. I say, hey, massage lady, because I'm big on stats. I'm autistic. I'm big on data. I have that mind, and I say, okay, so I determined, I think she did like 4,000 massages in her career. Like, she's had her hands on 4,000 different people. That's like a sum of all parts collector is how I look at them. And so I said, so you take my age bracket, how old I am, and then you take all the women that are my age that you are around, even, open it up. From 45 to 53. Like, physically, am I fat? Am I obese? Am I grossly obese? Because these are terms that the military put on me. Like, in terms of muscle, compared to body mass and all that. Like, no, you're good. Thanks. That's all I need to know. You know? Like, those are the peoples who pay. Because sometimes I don't know I know a lot of people struggle with their body and weight. My body goes with my emotions and my moods. And I've been premenopausal. When I went through, I'm like, where? How old? I was going through menopause, but I was lifting my weights. Now I do sets of 111. Back then, I was burning off so much fuel, so much juice, so much energy that I didn't know what else to do with. I was doing sets at 300 at one time. I think I did it on a live once, just so I could record that. When I was 49, I could do a set of 300 with the 20-pound dumbbell. That's how I compete in life. I don't have to. I'm gonna beat you up. That is so. I used to do that shit when I was in first grade. Me and Dusty Baker, we would plot. He would go pick on the pretty girls, and I'd go in and save the pretty girls from the bully boy. We would plot. Kids know what they're doing because they watch people that plot. And then we have free will to decide which plot are we going to join. Are we going to join the dirty plot? Or are we going to join the light bright plot? Are we going to be manipulators? Or are we going to be so open that, like, this is every piece of data that I have to offer, and you can surmise who I am based on that. That's why I'm almost at 3,000 videos that I've done. 3K videos. My channel will never be large because I fly under the veil of obscurity. I just dip down here. No, people think I'm an idiot. They do. They think I'm a complete moron, and I'm just figuring this out. How I can use that to my advantage. But I won't, because I'll be open source, because that's how I live my life. I'm not a deceptive person. I'm a person in integrity. So that's how I know how the deceptive work, because I always have the potential. Dude, I come from a family of fucking Freemasons. The people the reason why the world is falling apart is because of my bloodline. And dudes that I'm related to for history have hated women. That's why we drop bombs in other countries, because men are conflicted within themselves, because they have never absolved the feminine within them. Everybody's masculine and feminine. Every single person is. Luna, you want out? I'm gonna take Luna out. Mom's gonna get up as soon as I walk out, I bet. You gonna do that, Mom? I gotta take Luna out. You stay asleep, okay? You stay sleepy time, Mama. Mama. Me little Madre. We were never allowed to call her anything else but Mom. Every now and again we'd try to bust out a mama or something, and we'd get that there's nobody here by that name. Okay. I'm coming, girl. Oh, this is probably... You want to go outside? You want to go? I'll talk out there a few minutes. Go ahead. Good girl. Good girl. That sandwich is going to freaking repeat on me so bad. It was worth it, though. A little mayonnaise on it. Old lady. I love that. I think funny. I never made fun of people for things that, like, they control. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't make fun of people. I made fun of people because they lacked character. Not because you have a big nose. guys eaten anything? Do you feel the need to? I miss the Cardinals in red in Omaha. That's what I miss about Omaha the most, the family of Cardinals. Yep. Well, thanks for sharing that. I bet Lily's gonna love that. Where's my phone? A friend of mine has a cockatiel. That's a pretty bird. It has red on its chest. Bye. Thanks for sharing. You're nice. You have a cute red head. Rojo en la cabeza. Where is cabeza beer? I always get those mixed up. All right, DOG. Oh, I should have gone out for a drive before people got out. Now they're going to get out paying homage to their weirdo stuff. Not gathering to do useful things. Oh well, I don't care. It's my birthday week. Whoopee! Is he still up there? He's just up there singing his little heart out. You keep singing, homie. There is one up here. He was up here for a long time before the sun came up. I love the birds. I don't need to hang out with nobody. I'm gonna hang out with the birds. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this talk. I've been running my mouth too long anyway. It's a new year, so I have new goals. I have new ideas, new hopes, new aspirations, new dreams. My dreams I'm pretty good at making come true. At some point, I was a 15-year-old kid. Mom just got her head smashed. I didn't know if she was going to live. And then now I'm about to be 52 years old, looking on the other side at all the things that I did to take care of her. And my time spent with her is the most precious thing that I could hope for. And so for all those people that miss somebody that they love that they can't tangibly tell or express, hopefully they can find some sort of solace in knowing that sometimes on days that it's hard for me to do the same thing over and over and over again. Rinse, repeat is not my forte. That it's the love that they have for their loved ones that keeps me going to help to be the best daughter I can be for Mom. They taught me that in recovery. You gotta be the best you can be. My best was a lot better than other people's best because all these other people just told me to put Mom in a home. The thought of, I think about that sometimes, like, Marge, what would it look like? Like, what would your life look like if you put Mom in a home? What would it look like? And it almost makes me want to throw up. Like, oh, I'm out here skiing, I'm out here in, South America, I'm over here in Europe. Look at me, Ma, look at me. While you're sitting at at an old folks home eating shit food. Not sockeye salmon and asparagus. They don't soak her feet and rub in between her toes like I do and do her toenails like I do. They don't file her nails like I do. because she knows that I know what she likes. Because she's been telling me for 52 years what she doesn't. Nah, she's a nice lady. I wonder how many people she shared wisdoms with in her life that I don't even know about. She was a tour guide. She got a certificate of appreciation for the state of California because she would give tours at historic old Shasta outside of Redding, California, on the way to Whiskey Town. I think it burned down. Maybe they brought it. Well, brick doesn't burn down. Maybe they brought it back. I don't know. But that's where we used to go for like our field trips and stuff. Learn how to make maize from corn and all that yada. I don't remember a whole lot of cornfields in Redding, California now that I think about it. History might be a lie. I had a good, I don't know, I had a good program. I was part of a good program, but I dipped out and avoided all the gate shit. My brother went the way of the gate. He went full board program. Lawyer state. I mean, he builds the program. He is so programmed. That's why I don't like going along with. I'll go along with people what they're doing for a minute, and then I'll be like, "Hey, come along, do what I want to do," and then they're like, "No, it's all about me," and I'm like, "I can't do what you want to do all the time." People are too spread too thin, but things are gonna get pretty sparse here. Like if people aren't pretty set, people that earn their income and have their good lives based on the graces of others are going to struggle the most. I think they're gonna struggle. Me and Mom have been struggling for 7 years. Struggle until my struggle didn't ease up until all my dear sweet boy dogs passed to heaven. That's when because I've been living in anticipatory grief for so long. Because we had so many good years, but there's just always this back burner in my head that knew that they were like there was going to be an end to this story, and they were going to end all at the same time, and that was. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I just scared you. You're okay. Nobody's stepping on you. Oh my God, little black dogs are dangerous. Let me put that down. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Good girl. Good girl. Move that out of the way. Lucy, Grandma? You alright? We haven't had a session like that in a long time. I haven't stepped on you in a year. Super apologetic. Let me turn on the TV so I don't do that again. Let me learn from my little sweet dog woes. There we go. There we go. Oh, very apologetic. Very, very apologetic. I'm just going to talk a few more minutes. Ma, are you waking up? She is zonked. Do I need to do the mirror test? Bear. Mom sleeps more sound than anybody I've ever seen. Like, it is quite like it took me that long for her to even give me a sign. Which is funny now, but one day that's not going to be funny, is what I know. So, man, being a seer ain't always fun. She's happy. You know, she's got a 5 planet stellium in Sagittarius, and she hasn't been able. Last time she got a driver's license, I think, was 2000. It was in Omaha. And then that was like the last time that I think that she was gonna understand instructions because of her traumatic head injury. So when that expired, like, she wasn't legal, you know, she hasn't been able to be independent, and independence is something that she's always strived for, but she never had because she did the right thing, and that doing the right thing doesn't bode independence and millions of dollars in golf games. My absentee father spent, when I was in high school, I was in like remedial PE. I wasn't in regular PE because I couldn't run. I had bad ankles. So when I run, my ankles would give out, and it was just so painful. And so they put me in like where we played shuffleboard. I love shuffleboard. I kick ass in shuffleboard at the bar, at the long table, or in a park. They don't have them places in parks anymore. Where's that one light? I'll do. But shuffleboards, and like we played like wiffle ball golf, and then go out and get the bigger golf course, and then go out in the football field. And I was actually because the PE teacher, she was the golf coach too, and her son went on the pro circuit and all this stuff, and she encouraged, she like coached me. She's like, you, and she, it costs money to play golf, and that's not something that mom had. So it's just something else Marge is good at, but you can't do because you can't afford it. And then I went and played, with my dad one time. We went to a golf course, and he was like in his peak machismo phase at this time, and my dad's just not a good guy. He's just not. As much as people have said that, he says he's a good guy, and everybody, and no, he's just not a good guy. I just get the nasty parts of him. And so I went golfing with him one time, and we did 9 holes in this golf course. And this guy was going like 3 times a week. All the time. Mind you, he was always an absentee dad, but he would show up for any fun shit that he felt like doing. And so he is, as far as I know, he's still alive. He's just such a weird dude. And he just kept mocking me. He just kept making fun of me. Like, I'd take a swing at a ball, and he would just like, didn't you say your PE teacher said there was a golf coach and said you were decent? Well, what kind of credibility are they? Because you're shit. You're not any good. He said, this is what it like, he was showing me up, and I'm like, dude, I am a 15-year-old girl. Why are you being such a douche right now? So, I mean, people, my whole life have been imposing titles upon themselves, calling themselves teachers, authority, police, whatever. They just give themselves label, and I just see another asshole trying to put me in my place, and I don't deserve the shit. I don't deserve it. There's a lot of other women out there that have gotten a lot of shit. Like Mom, she didn't deserve the shit she got in her life. She didn't deserve none of it because she's a pretty lady. and maybe wanted to take that. Like, I mean, come on, it just totally supports that parasite men thing. Oh my god. I don't ever want to touch another dude as long as I live. Ever. Ever. I don't hate him, but I don't love him. Yeah. How, you guys can have all my share. They're all like that. They're all like that. Look at me, the pick me girls that sit in their studios all day long. They're like, come watch me, come put your attention at me. I need your support, dude. Like, what does it take to get people's support? I don't know, because I never got it, so I never understood what the sweet little combination was to actually get the support of like a whole community. Because I got what it was like when a whole community looks at you and turns around, does an about face, and quietly walks away as you're saying, I need help. And they're like, fuck you. Sorry, Mom. That's one time. That's the reminder that the light is there. Step forth, Marjo. So there's so much insecurity. That's why, that's like, it's like, we're living in Babylon because like all the insecurity that's created because of one dude that's real insecure, dude. Biff, he's dying. He's freaking out. He's like, I'm gonna burn in hell with you and me and all this ideas. Dude needs to be at home, like quiet. Shh, Biff. Shh. And like for like the damage that's being caused by negligence and lack of experience. But evidently there's going to be a big 180, so people like me will be asked to be called into leadership. Marge, you have always been a person of integrity. Please, what would you do in this situation? We want you to know. Not, you're open to come to our town council meeting and tell us what you think. No, fuck you, bitches. We're past that. Unless they don't want solutions. But Taos is weird. They make baseball town, like their baseball fields, they're in the shape of the first analog computer. What do computers do? They collect data. They collect data and impose a reality based on a program. Like, but it's hierarchical. Like, you're allowed, you have permissions to see how the world is this way. But if you have access over here, you see how the world really is. And over here, these fools think the world is like this. But we just want them to think that because that whole system of waving their little American flag, like, you can't do that program anymore. They can't even build America up to be a great superpower because we're the little bitches to the rest of the world right now. And we were always the little bitches. We just had more dudes that had inferiority complexes that were willing to sign up. Like, every time I go out in the world and people treat me like I'm a retarded piece of shit, basically, whenever I'm faced with behavior like that, I think about this little coin that they gave me. A little airman's coin, when you take that oath that says, I'll die so that people can treat me like shit. I will die so you could treat me like a stupid cousin. I was willing to die for that. I'm not willing to die for that anymore. No, fuck you all. You all, it's all you all gung-ho American, kill them because you can, nonsensical, propaganda sucking, ball as in BAAL, as in barium plus aluminum, the stuff they spray in the sky, that ball sack sucking, fraternity, order, brotherhood of butt stuff, bunch of yuck. That's what Philadelphia is. Yuck. For generations. My family came from all that shit. That's why I ain't down with it. I ain't gonna go along with trash. And That's what traditions are, is peer pressure by dead people. Nope. I don't want to hear that song anymore. Ma, you ready to wake up? Are you waking up, Ma? Are you sleeping too sound? Are you missy blissy? Blue and red. She sees the blue and the red in the no place place. It's pretty cool. I got a cool mom. Look, I got this video yesterday. I went to go buy a vacuum cleaner so I can clean out the Suburban. And I got this little clip. This is how we get Mom out of the car. That's Mom in her to-go hat. So Mom, you gotta put on your to-go hat. She steps on me piggyback style. Step down. Boop boop. We have fun wherever we go. That's why we keep our youthful our vigor, you know. And then people want to take that loose for themselves, and it gets creepy and weird. And I don't want to play their weird radio games. I need to get more batteries, and I bet everything's closed today. These are gonna last very long. I don't understand how they can get away with having remote controls when there's nothing for it to receive to. See how this has this? Burp. It don't have this. It don't have nothing. It has the on and off switch. I thought I lost the screw. That's cool. It has on and off, but it doesn't have anything for this. So this thing is theoretical. It don't receive the off or flash. Anyway, alright, that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have